any other network possible. Rachel Charles does a great job with Jason Quigley. Our co-feature is now in the ring. Alexis Rocha, Marcus Beckford. Rocha, undefeated fighter. And there you see him the last time he was in the ring. He went the distance, 4 rounds, but it was hard.
Yes, and the one thing about him, not only can he punch, I think what also makes him a real problem is he's also southpaw, and he seems to have pretty good technical skills, as we mentioned earlier. He is the younger brother of Ronnie Rios, featherweight prospect, under the Golden Boy Promotions banner. Word is Rios could be landing a spot on a big show upcoming.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is ready for 6 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso super welter. Presentado ustedes por Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. Cerveza Tecate, Born Bold. Casa México Tequila, it's in the taste. Y Adriana's Insurance es para todos. Your 3 judges scoring. Sus 3 jueces. Carla Kais, Jerry Cantu y el Dr. Lou Moret. Y el tercero en la superficie, your 3rd man inside the ring, Jack Reeves. Introducing to your first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing green and gold. His official weight 149 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina Tecate Azul, vistiendo calzoncillo verde con oro, con un peso de 149 libras. Professionally, he stands with 3 victories against 5 losses, 3 draws, and 1 victory coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 3 victorias, 5 derrotas, 3 empates y una victoria por la vía del knockout. Representing Long Island, New York, Marvelous Marcus Beckford. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing black trunks with green, white, and red. His official weight 148 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina Tecate Roja, vistiendo calzoncillo negro con oro, blanco, verde y rojo, con un peso de 148 libras. Professionally, he stands undefeated with 6 victories, no losses, and 4 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord invicto de 6 victorias, 0 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía rápida del knockout. Puritito Santana, California, Alexis Lex Rocha. And to give out the final instructions, aquí está el tercero en la superficie, Jack Reeves.
These are right on the belt line. I'm going to let them work in here. Mouthpiece. Gave you both instructions. Just want to remind you, listen and obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Fight hard, fight clean. Good luck.
Jack Reeves, the man in the ring, controlling the action tonight. Look at the tail of the tape, Steve.
And Marcus Beckford is 23 years old, 4 years older than Alexis Rocha. And again, the variable with Rocha, not only can he hit, he is a southpaw.
Six rounds in the super welterweight division. We are underway. Alexis Rocha, the southpaw. Got the Mexican flag on one side, the USA flag on the other. His mom is from Zacatecas, his dad from Mexico City. They now call Santa Ana home, and Marcus Beckford has found the mat early. Alexis doesn't even let me give me a chance to set up the scene of who he is.
And I believe that was a right hook from Rocha that sent Beckford down.
It's my man.
Smelling blood is Rocha. Loading up on that left. Rocha sparred with Peter Petrov for 3 weeks preparing for this fight. On the body. One thing he said he noticed from watching the replays of the Ring TV broadcast, Steve, that he needs to be patient. He needs to slow down a bit. He's doing that here.
Well, you know that old saying from John Wood, be quick but don't be in a hurry. He certainly started out tonight with a flourish. One thing about Beckford, you got to look deeper than the record, 3-5-3. But a couple of things here. He's only been stopped once, and that was in his last fight against the very highly regarded Jerron Boots Ennis out of Philadelphia. For the most part, Beckford has been a very, very durable opponent.
Beckford lived in Vegas for a year. Worked out of that TNT gym, now goes back to Long Island, where he's from. He came to LA for the first time with no corner. He picked up Candyman, who's usually a cut man, to be his trainer tonight.
And he's there tonight. And one other note about Beckford's record, which is just 3-5-3, but out of his last 6 opponents, guys, 5 of them have been undefeated. This is a seasoned, tough, young veteran.
Southpaw against southpaw, good body shot by Rocha.
Stop. Don't you guys hit each other?
19 years old. Alexis Rocha, when he was 14, weighed about 200 pounds. Really took it serious. Lost all that weight at the boxing gym because his brother Ronnie was like, no, you don't need to fight. You don't need to fight. Let me fight for the family. And here he is developing into a solid 147-pounder.
And Jason, I think what Rocha has shown in round number 1, you could be the shorter guy and out-jab your opponent.
That was the first thing that stood out in my mind. Just watching and looking at the two of them, I thought that Beckford was going to be the long-range fighter establishing the jab, but it was Rocha who started banging the mouthpiece on Beckford early on.
Like you said, turn the key early. That is the key.
Exactly. You know, you got to dictate the pace. You got to let them know that you mean business and that you're the boss, and you got to take control.
Rocha, flashback to his last fight where he dropped his opponent in the first round, but that one went on the distance. Good opening round for Alexis Rocha against Marcus Beckford. Velasco Theater. That is a veteran right there. You come in with no corner. All right, who wants to work my corner? I'll give you a cut.
Remember you worked my corner against Liam Smith in sparring?
Yes, I did. And by your corner means I worked Liam Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you were at the Rock Gym and you were sparring Liam Smith. I saw Liam. I'm like, I'm going to go with him. Forget quickly.
I thought me and you were friends, Beto.
You like Estrellita better, so. Here you see Hector Lopez. Yes, Hector Lopez, I'm going to say it. You're a big Patriots fan. Congratulations to your Patriots.
Bang. And Jason, that really is a loss of distance by Beckford.
That was a beautiful shot, you know what I mean? And it was just timed nicely. It's one of them shots that he doesn't plan on throwing. It just happens, you know. And Beckford is the type of fighter and is the type of style that could make fights awkward for other fighters also.
Beckford fighting out of the Freeport Powell in Long Island. His dad was a soccer player, and he would have his son here at the gym when he was 5, and they would kick the kid out of the gym. They're like, he's too small to be in here. He's been around boxing his entire life. He's a rebel. His nickname is like, because I just got to be a rebel without a cause there. Another guy who watches the Ring TV broadcast. Guys are going to Ring TV and watching the broadcast to study up on their opponents. So be careful what you say, Steve.
I just want to warn everybody, there's a mute button. But early on, one thing I like about Rocha, though, he's doing a nice job of setting his feet at a very comfortable distance. He's closing ground on Beckford without Beckford even realizing it. It's not so much the jab that's troubling, it's also the fact he's planting himself in a very, very comfortable distance. Although he got beat to the punch right there.
That was a very nice, sharp, crisp shot there from Beckford. You know, and that's the kind of style there that can make it awkward because he is so tall and rangy, and he obviously has speed and sharpness.
Alexis Rocha, Segerstrom High School in Santa Ana is where he attended. His career has gone quickly in this past year with Golden Boy, 6 fights, and now here he is as a co-main, which tells you what they think about him. The previous fight, Angel Bojado signed before Rocha, and he's only had 2. So he feels more relaxed now. That because the co-main, he feels like it's a reward for him, but he wants to put on a show.
Again, last year in his initial campaign, he had 6 bouts. That's pretty good activity by today's standards. I think it's very realistic that Rocha, and again, if there's no speed bumps or any hardships that we don't foresee, he could easily be 10-0 and within due time fighting on bigger platforms. Still learning how to box, though. I think tonight, with a guy like Beckford, he's going to get some quality professional resistance in there.
Shot landed.
Sometimes I think, you know, a knockdown early on in a fight like that cannot be a good thing for the guy that knocked him down because it can waken up your opponent and make him more aware of what's going on, as Kovalov knows against Ward.
Stop. Don't want to punch. Let him out. Let each other go. Step away, box.
Gabriel Duran watching us in his palatial estate in Long Beach, my brother. There's a big projector in the garage watching it, and as he says, Quigley sounds good.
Thank you very much, my friend.
There it is. Tu hermano, LA Unified principal. Enjoy the fights. Oh,
nice
body
counter
shot.
punch.
That hurt. Beckford.
That looked like a counter punch. Looked like he rolled off one of his shots, slipped, and just put a really nice shot right down the middle.
I think that was the backhand to the body, and he came up with that left lead hook again that knocked him down in the first round. I think it was what hurt him in the chin.
Body work from Rocha.
Oh.
Again, that body work. Taking a knee is Beckford in the final second of the second. He had been digging to that body, and it took a toll.
8, 9,
Get up. Where's the camera?
10.
Oh,
You just beat the count. You want to continue?
That was a 9
Continue
3/4.
You got to get up quicker.
Jack Reese giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Boy, that was a count that Steve Smurgle would have approved of. That looked like it could have been a 10 count.
He said, not end. There was no end there at the end. He had the Irish accent. Maybe it would have been 10. I don't know.
You never know with an Irish accent. You never know what kind of numbers he could be counting up in his head.
Okay, everybody keep sending the tweets. Alexis Rocha has fans. He has a good, strong base in Orange County and Santana, TKO Boxing. The Flora sisters said, Lex looks good. Just logged on to Ring TV Live. You guys sound good. Thank you to Margarita watching us in Orange County.
You know, I think Rocha here was looking very comfortable. He's starting to set down his shots and show that he has power. You know, and that's what I think their plan was maybe coming from the corner, was they work the body.
And Jason, there I think is the counter punch that we talked about. He actually did a nice job of slipping punches. I think tonight Rocha's done a very good job of being patient and steady behind the jab, closing the distance, and then just really raking the body at the end of round number 2.
Without a doubt.
Third round, Beckford has been down in the first and the second. He was counted at 9 3/4. End of the second. Alexis Rocha, the 19-year-old. Steve, we've called every single one of his fights. Every time he comes out, you see a new wrinkle in his
Yeah, and tonight I'm seeing a guy that's doing a nice job of closing the distance, slipping punches when he has to, and then going inside and pressing his advantage as the shorter guy, using that inside leverage. I think he's figured out if he starts digging to the body, Beckford just might fold his 10.
Now, Beckford came in weighing 148 pounds. Rocha told Roberto Diaz he was disappointed in that because he wanted to wear the 8-ounce gloves. In his career, he's going to fight at 147, but he's been at 48, 49 because of the opponent. He's never worn the 8-ounce gloves. He said he just wants to crack somebody with those 8-ounce gloves.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, if you're a 48 and above, you wear 10 ounces.
But Jason, we don't have to tell you this. You know what the problem is? They also come back at you too. Your opponent gets to wear them also.
That's what people have said to me. You know, whenever I turned professional and I got the hand wrapping and everything done and the gloves on, I'm like, whoa, I can't wait to let these go with my opponent. And somebody says to me, yeah, but he's doing the same to you. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I never actually thought of that.
That's why I only hit that water bag at the gym first. It hits back too. It hits back. Halfway through the third round.
Well, you get the sense, Beto, that Rocha understands now if he keeps coming forward, if he keeps making an investment downstairs, you could see it obviously a lot of wear and tear on Beckford here. We're only about, 2/3 of the way through round number 3. He's starting to really physically grind him down.
He's definitely, Rocha is also being very patient. You know, he's stalking Beckford and he's not going head hunting because Beckford is pretty elusive. You know, he moves well his upper half of the body, but the bottom part of the body does not move. And that's a great sign of a fighter, you know, to recognize that and to exploit it.
Rocha's body becoming more and more chiseled, too.
Yeah.
He's only 19. Doesn't have those man muscles yet. They said he works out with his brother, Ronnie, knows what it's like to be a professional now. As we were alluded to in the previous fight, he said he has one job. This is be in shape.
Bojado could, I think, take some advice from him.
Just think about this. Bojado weighed in at 156 and a half?
Yeah.
Beckford has to be at least 4 or 5 inches taller, weighed in at 148 or 149.
It's crazy.
Come in different shapes. shapes and sizes. Alexis Rocha looking good through 3.
My break, no punch.
Fourth round coming up, okay? How you feel? Good? Good. Don't lie to me, how you feel? Huh? I'm a little winded. Okay. Now take your time. Don't be running so much. That's when you get winded. Okay?
Beckford reckons that he's going to come back and win this fight.
No, he said I'm a little winded.
Right?
Oh, I'm a little winded.
And after he spit up a bunch of blood.
I thought he says I'm going to come back and win this. I was thinking Rocha's definitely hitting
You know
too hard.
what winded means?
Not really, Beto.
Okay.
What's it mean? Can you explain it
I
to
was
me,
hoping you
please?
translate for me, man. I don't know, maybe you have a different dialect than me.
I'll show you what it means. I'll not tell you. I'll show you what winded means.
We're talking about people hitting back. Are they watching us right now in Ireland?
Well, to be honest, I don't think so. It's pretty it's pretty late back in Ireland. It's probably like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning.
But just remember this, though. This will be uploaded on YouTube. Let them know.
So that means everybody, 4 in the morning, that means Big Wiggins is just shutting down right now.
So if they're doing nothing early on a Saturday morning back in Ireland, they can tune in and listen to my Irish voice over here with all the Americans.
Uncle Billy.
That's it, Uncle Billy and Shay.
Shay, shut it down. And Muriel.
My beautiful mother, Muriel, of course, she'd be very proud
Oh,
to hear me
Muriel's
on
your
this.
mother. Ursula's
Yeah.
your aunt.
Ursula's my aunt and Muriel's my mother.
Yeah, she does teach Irish dance, right?
Yeah.
Not a cliche. We got it all going down there, Quigley family. 4th round of action, Alexis Rocha from Santa Ana, California. Marcus Beckford, Long Island, New York. He went down in the 1st and the 2nd, survived the 3rd, and those body shots from Rocha, he's just going to that body.
Well, I think Rocha's been expert with that front hand, and there's a good one, too. But the way he's been able to really control distance and use it as a table setter to move inside with that right jab of his, and there's a right hook, I think it's been very good.
It's only a matter of time now.
You took the words out of my mouth, brother. I think this is just a matter of time. I think Rocha's just stalking his opponent, landing the heavy shots, body and head now. And I think it's a matter of time before Beckford calls it a day.
Beckford's game, he's tough. A veteran at the age of 23. He said he's never had anybody in his corner at the age 3, 5, and 3. It's always himself, and he goes. The role of a journeyman. See, what's the term used? Professional.
Well, professional resistance, and I think this has been a very good experience from Rocha. And this is interesting matchmaking by Robert Diaz, and I think there's a point being taken away from Beckford for holding. But let's face it, there's a lot of young fighters that you don't actually say, let's face a tall, reflexive southpaw. That's not exactly the easiest matchup, and I think Rocha's done a very good job of really, from the very beginning of this fight, deciphering what Beckford does, and to a certain degree, just kind of just breaking him down slowly but surely.
As we've done this in the past 2 years, the LA Fight Club Series, Steve, you and Doug Fisher, editor of RingTV.com, and talked about over and over how some fighters, you can fast track them at a young age. Other ones, you need baby food for them. It's the matchmaking that comes down to.
Yeah, and I think Rocha's showing some really good progress tonight. And I like the adjustment he made, I think, in this round. He's starting to now aim that left hand, although he missed that one, more towards the chest of Beckford, because Beckford himself has made that adjustment of just slipping over every time he sees that left hand coming from Rocha.
Didn't see that right coming. Split the guard. Final seconds of the 4th round. Scheduled for 6. Super welterweight division. 2-year anniversary of the LA Fight Club. Jack Reeves getting in there.
Knock it off. Stop with the belt.
Get hurt, bro. Do one more. No, he's packing too many punches. Do one more.
Oh, it seems to me, Jason, there is a debate as to whether they want to stop this fight. Candyman wants to throw in the towel. Beckford's asking for one more round.
Yeah, you know, most fighters, if a coach turns to them and say, we're going to throw in the towel or we're going to pull you, you know, most fighters are going to have the response of Beckford and say, let me show you guys something, you know. But I think definitely the corner, you know, if they did throw in the towel, nobody would have any arguments against it.
But that's also, remember, these two met yesterday at the weigh-ins. So Beckford knows himself better than
yeah,
trainer
of course, you know what I mean. But
we see the same thing. It is
there
over
it is,
and
there
has
it
been
is.
stopped.
And honestly, I don't think it's a bad call.
No.
One of my pet peeves is courageous corners. And I think the Candyman understood one thing. Let this kid fight another day. He had the power disadvantage. He's on the road, maybe didn't have enough time to prepare fully from a conditioning standpoint. And that fight really, Jason, was only going one way from the very beginning.
Yes, without a doubt, you know, and it shows a lot from the Candyman.
Gilbert
to be
Nieves is
honest.
his real name.
You know,
I just found out his real name right now.
Yeah.
Gilbert Nieves.
I think it shows a lot for him as a person, you know, to look after a fighter that he doesn't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and the
great
fighter,
point.
you know what I mean? I think it shows him that a good-hearted person, you know, that he's looking out for the fighter and looking out for the fighter's best health.
And I think that young man put on a very good, strong, all-around performance. Command with the jab, power in both hands, the ability to get to the body, and the ability to close off the ring and close distance, I thought, showed a lot of development tonight, Beto. I think this kid's coming along.
And the man with the beard is his brother, Ronnie Rios, all grown up, has a beard, he's married, and congratulations to he and his wife. They have a new baby, Nicholas Reed, all healthy at home. And then tonight, his younger brother, Alexis Rocha, will go back to Santana with 7-0 and his 5th KO or stoppage.
This is Rocha now putting on the pressure and digging to the body, and you know, Beckford, beautiful hook over the top, and these are the kind of shots that I think Beckford is like, okay, I don't want to take too many more of these.
One thing I liked, Jason, was the variety of punches. He wasn't just a one-trick pony. It wasn't just a jab. It wasn't just a left cross. Also showed a right hook from the southpaw stance and also uppercuts right up the middle. Very good variety of punches.
Without a doubt, you know, he's definitely looking like a guy that has more than 7 fights right now. You know, he's looking very relaxed, very controlled in there. You know, and I hope he can bring that now as the opponents rise. I hope he can bring that with him, because he definitely is looking right now to be a very good prospect.
The 2-year anniversary of the LA Fight Club. The king of Belasco, Sal Contreras, is not there tonight. He is babysitting his goddaughter, Cynthia, out of Long Beach. What a good padrino you are, sir, taking care of Cynthia. But thanks for watching, as always, on Ring TV Live. Keep the tweets coming. Use the hashtag Ring TV Live. And Alexis Rocha, he has a lot of fans.
Yeah.
They're there, and on my Twitter, there are a lot of fans out there for Rocha. His style is very fan-friendly.
Fan-friendly. You know, if you could punch like that and you could do it in a stylish manner, that will always sell. It's not easy getting out of a guy. Remember, Marcus Beckford had only been stopped in one fight, and that was from a very highly regarded Philadelphia prospect, Boots Ennis. And in many respects, he kind of matched that performance.
Also, Beckford is a fighter that some people might not put up a 6-0 Alexis Rocha with. Like, some people might say, we'll wait for a guy like him later on in our career, not this early.
You talk to a lot of managers or matchmakers, and you say, hey, you want to face a tall, black, reflexive southpaw? Most will say no. Rocha tonight, I thought, really handled himself with great aplomb.
Team Lex, as they call themselves, go home with another victory, and our ring announcer with a sweet mustache as he's brushing it.
That is nice.
He didn't have it last time we saw him a couple months ago.
The 70s are impressed.
Hey. He's from, when you're from Tijuana, you can have a stash like that, the Rocha. Our main event coming up next, Christian Chimpa Gonzalez against Ruthless Romero Duno. They're staying awake in the Philippines watching us. Kumusta to everybody out in the PI. Meta World Peace was there earlier. No tecate for Meta, he doesn't drink. He goes to Whole Foods and he eats very healthy.
And he makes his weight.
Oh. Hey, Jason Quigley, who will headline March 23rd against Glenn Tapia. Also, that is a good card as
Randy Caballero, return.
Yep. I almost said Romel Caballero, but no, Randy Caballero returns. Nicaraguan Randy Caballero, a fellow Nicaraguan, and Rene Alvarado will be Saturday night in Verona as he takes on Yuriorki's Gamboa, the return of Gamboa.
And keep this in mind about Rocha, as Doug Fisher points out on a tweet. He's now 7-0 and only 19. Continues to improve. Scary to think where a southpaw puncher will be at 22 or 23. So that's another variable. Just 19 years old, Beto.
And Dougie, after this fight, Alexis Rocha now has 18 professional rounds. Get that in a week of sparring. As he did work with Peter Petrov for 3 weeks. Also worked out with Oscar Molina, the twin, the Mexican Olympian.
Yeah, and Petrov is fighting April 8th against Terry Flanagan over in the UK for the WBO lightweight title.
I don't know what they're waiting on because we know that Rocha won. Just gives us a chance to look at the sweet mustache. Beto Duran, Steve Kim, Doug Fisher. Steve, you have a couple podcasts?
Couple of them, the 3 knockdown rule, some guy named Mario Lopez, been on TV a few times, and also the next round with Gabriel Montoya, as you call it, the Montoya factor.
The Montoya factor.
Or as I know him as Slater.
He hates that, by the way.
Does he? Yeah. Well, that's the way I know him.
And still undefeated, Santana, California presente, Alexis Lex Rocha.
Sal Carrillo. Let's go to Carrillo's in the morning. Have some menudo.
Boxing and chill, man.
There you
Boxing
go.
and
That's
chill.
easy. Alexis Rocha, he will go and enjoy himself a nice meal tonight. What do you do after fights, quickly?
I love to get together with all my boys and we go out and party it up and have a great time, you know, especially after a long, hard training camp.
Yeah, that means you
know.
go and drink water.
Yeah, of course, because I don't drink.
Yeah.
You know what I
You're
mean?
the only guy who I know doesn't drink, but you'll go watch Calvin Harris and Tiesto and you'll party like you are drinking.
That is my drink. That is my drug. The music, you know, and that's exactly what I enjoy
That was
most.
the first round knockdown.
That was a great knockdown, definitely, without a doubt. And I was so delighted to see that Rocha didn't go for that shot over and over again after dropping him in the first round. He actually mixed it up and started going to the body because he understood that the guy wasn't that rocked or hurt by it.
I think tonight was a complete performance. Easy to get excited by first-round knockouts. I thought tonight was perfect in the sense that he showed his power, flashed it early, but also got some real work, quality resistance, and eventually just broke a pretty good opponent down. Again, as Doug mentioned, just 19 years old.
Well, Steve, we've seen a lot of fighters over the years where they have that 9-0, 8 KOs, first round, second round stoppages, but they're not getting work.
You know, if you have too many first-round knockouts, that literally means you may not be matched very well. That's the bottom line. If you get a good enough matchmaker, think about it. They had Butterbean at 48-0. Mickey Rourke, I think, has an undefeated record.
Mickey Rourke?
Okay, yeah, I went to the Mickey Rourke card, and that is...
What?
Yeah, I went there. And Mickey Rourke is still winning fights. See, like I said, if you have a good matchmaker, you could stay upright.
That's half the battle.
Jason, next week I will be in New York for the Gennady Golovkin Danny Jacobs fight. I know that's a fight that interests you, being a middleweight contender
You're
yourself.
really exciting me with all these middleweight fights, Steve.
How much of a shot does Jacobs have in your view?
To be honest, you know, I definitely think he has a shot. If I had a lot of money to put it on somebody, I would be putting it on Triple G. But I think Jacobs has the style. You know, he has a style, he's elusive, and he will definitely cause Triple G problems. But if I had to make a prediction, I would say after the 7th round, I could see a stoppage for Triple G.
I see a performance from Gennady Golovkin that is much like the David Lemieux fight. I think he realizes he's not fighting Kell Brooks, fighting a legitimate middleweight. I think the hand speed of Danny Jacobs is the best he's faced with the combination of power. I certainly think there are some real threats that Danny Jacobs could give Golovkin, but I think after a while, steadiness, physical strength, and I think chin, I think that'll ultimately prove out for Triple G.
You know, of course, I've been watching Triple G and I've been trying to look to see where he has weaknesses. And I think one of the things that you can do with Triple G is he's relentless. You know, he'll keep coming and he'll keep throwing shots and there's no reaction out of him whatsoever. You know, I think the guy that gets in there, they can stand with him, hit him, and hurt him, and make him think twice about coming forward. That's the guy that's going to have a real chance. And of course, a really skillful boxer also. They can do both, because Triple G does be a little bit lethargic sometimes coming forward and gets caught pretty easy sometimes. You know, so if you get a good boxer with a bit of a sting in his shots, you know, can definitely cause Triple G problems.
Our main event coming up next, Christian Chimpa Gonzalez, 16-0, 14 KOs. He started his career fighting in Tijuana. Now he's the main event at the Velasco Theater on the 2-year anniversary of the LA Fight Club. He takes on Filipino Romero Duno from General Santos City, the Philippines. Bethel Duran, Steve Kim, and Jason Quigley. Let's look at the Golden Boy schedule after tonight, March 23rd on ESPN. Quigley and Glenn Tapia. Also, we mentioned Randy Caballero on that card.